Hello everyone, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. It's me, Lauren, and in today's video I'm going to be going through my fabric stash and showing you my plans for my fabric. Now this isn't all of my fabric, but these are the next projects, which is funny because there's so much fabric there. This is enough projects to last me a year, I think. But this week I was supposed to be using one of my new fabrics that I've got, which I think you would have seen if you watched my latest TikTok. If you haven't found me over there, I'll pop the handle down below for you to go to. But yeah, it was a beautiful dress. I was going to be doing it on my dress form here, designing my pattern and things like that. But yeah, the week just hasn't quite gone to plan. For some of you, I don't know if I've mentioned it on this channel, but I've got a foster dog again at the moment, and he came to us in February. He had IVDD, which you may know if you've got Dachshunds, or you may have heard of it before, but essentially it's where they herniate their disc in their spine, so it kind of explodes really, and it can paralyse them from that point down. So we had him in February, and he was at that point, he'd just had surgery. But we'd got him to a point of almost walking again. He was, being able to go on a little walk, aided with a bit of a sling, all of that good stuff. He was able to get around. And then this week, unfortunately, he's gone down with it again. So it'll be in a different area. And so we're back to full paralysis again of his back legs. So it's really disappointing. I've been really angry for him this week, that it can be so cruel. But yeah, that's the reason that really this week has just been completely not what I was expecting, because we've gone to back to full care for him. So whereas before he was able to trot around in the garden and go to the toilet, that sort of thing, that was my other dog then, he's back to, we're having to sort of carry him everywhere and that sort of thing. So yeah, not nice, but it is what it is, and we'll do what we need to do. So today's video, going through my fabric stash and showing you my plans. So first up, as I said, if you've seen my TikTok, it was this fabric. So this is a gorgeous, is it a voile or, not sure, organza? I don't think it's an organza, but I'm not sure. It was in the sale section, so I don't know. But this gorgeous embroidered fabric, it is so pretty, and actually if you also follow me on Instagram, which I'll link down below, I drew up my design on my iPad of what it was that I wanted to make this dress into. So I want it to sort of be like, I don't think it's quite a corset top, but maybe like a bustier top, is it called, and then a drapey skirt, and this is a trial run, so a wearable 12, hopefully wearable version of another dress that I want to make. So it's the same, but it'll be blue, and the embroidery is blue and pink flowers. I haven't brought that voile, organza, whichever fabric it is, I haven't brought the embroidered fabric yet, but I've brought the liner. But yeah, I'm going to give it a go with this one first, because as I say, this was in the sale. I think, was it £2 or £3 a metre, but the blue and pink one that I want is a lot more expensive. I think it's possibly something like £13 a metre. So yeah, want to give it a try with this one first. Then next up, I've got my iPad next to me because I've doodled all of my makes that I want to do, to just be sort of a visual reminder of what it is that I want to make. And I also have all of my fabrics stored on, what is it called? Stash Hub, which is an app. Again, I've spoken about it on a previous video. So I knew without having to rifle through all of the boxes exactly what fabric I had, how much I had of it all, and it was so much easier to plan my makes that way. But yeah, so this fabric is so pretty. I think it's really, really gorgeous. It's just a poly cotton. It was from my local fabric shop, and they don't do online orders, so I do apologise for that, but I'm sure you'd be able to find it online, or something very similar. I'm sure. I know I've seen on Pound Fabrics something quite similar in their poly cotton section at the moment, and it is cheap as chips. But yeah, so with that, I'm going to make another Mabel, because I think Mabel looks gorgeous in a really pretty flowery print. I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, so that is going to be Tilly and the Buttons Mabel. If you haven't seen the pattern, I talk about it in my last video, but I'm absolutely in love with it and I think it's gorgeous. But I'm desperate to wear my blue Mabel all the time. I want to wear it today, but then I want to wear it tomorrow, so I'm in a right pickle. So I need to make another one so that I can swap them around. Next up is something that's a little bit out there. It is bright. It's a bold print. It's this yellow with strawberries on it. And again, I got this from, I want to say my local fabric shop, but I know I've definitely seen it online as well. So I might have got, I think I might have brought one lot from my local sewing shop and then I loved it and I bought it again. So if that's the case, again, I'll link anything down below. If I can find it, then I'll link it in the description. But yeah, it's a really bold pattern. It's quite out there. And what I have in mind for that is the Mabel top, so the Mabel blouse, and then I think a pair of shorts, so an elasticated waist, comfy pair of shorts. I can then wear it together as a cord, but I can also wear it separately because I might not be brave enough to wear it as a cord. As I say, it is quite a bold print for me, especially in that yellow. But I just think it would be so cute for like proper weather. Again, it's poly cotton. It was cheap as chips. I keep saying cheap as chips. But it was really affordable, you know, a couple of pounds a metre. And yeah, so I think I might do, again, Tilly and the Buttons Mabel blouse, but then also the Sophia trousers from the Tilly and the Buttons Make It Simple book, but in a shorts version. I'm weighing that up at the moment just because how comfortable would that outfit be to wear? Elasticated waist shorts and the Mabel, which is shearing and elastic. So comfortable, especially in the summer, but it should look really cute. That's what I'm hoping for. So next up, I've got a whole hunker chunk of fabric. I think this is 3 meters. This was definitely from Pound Fabrics. And it is a fleece-backed stretch jersey, knit jersey, I think. But yeah, super stretchy, gorgeous, black, versatile. And my project that I'm going to make with this for the summer is a pair of cycling shorts. It is totally not see-through, which is ideal. But yes, the cycling shorts and then a crop top. Now, cycling shorts, I have no idea what pattern I want for those yet. I did see a few online, so it's likely that I'll pick something up from there. Just even if I get like a pair of gym leggings style and then just cut them into shorts, that would be absolutely fine. And then crop top, I did actually self-draft a crop top copying one that I already had at home. So I'll likely just use that pattern, but essentially I got a tank top that I loved. It fitted well from a ready-to-wear top, and I just traced it off and made my own crop top out of that. And again, they fit really well. I just made up quite a few of them last year with scraps of fabric that I had. But yeah, so cycling shorts and a crop top, and then I've got 3 meters of this, so I'll probably save the rest until winter then, because it's black and quite warm. It'll then be sweaters, leggings, that sort of thing in winter next year. This year in winter. Next piece of fabric that I've got, I absolutely love this. You might have seen this pop up on my channel before because it's been in my stash for probably 2 years and I just can't bring myself to cut it out. So it's a remnant piece of Boucle fabric. So if you can see that, it's lovely and textured. I got this from, where was it from? Was it called Rainbow Fabrics? But again, it was a remnant. I'm really rubbish because this isn't available online and that shop isn't even available anymore. It might not be Rainbow Fabrics. It was a lady called Laura that had a fabric shop and she closed it down. So if that's not Rainbow Fabrics, I do apologise if they're still open. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm sure it was a lady called Laura that had an online shop. But yeah, so this is a remnant piece. I think it was 1.4 meters. Or 0.8 of a meter. That's quite a difference, isn't it? That's half a meter difference. But basically what I'm going to do with this is, again, I'm going to make a pair of shorts, but they will be more of like a tailored pair of shorts, so they're not going to be elasticated waist or anything. I think this fabric is possibly too big for that. or too thick for that, sorry, but it's likely going to be, let me just grab it, this pattern here. So this is the McCall's M7962. I've made it before in these shorts here. So they are a zip fly, and I think they're then hook and eye, is it called? Let's have a look down here. So yeah, this is what they look like. This is their line drawing. But I think that's what I'm going to use to make these shorts. So they're more of like a smarter pair of shorts, quite structured, and I think they would look cute. Even though they're that boucle wool, I think in this colour and in a pair of shorts, you could still wear them in the summer with a nice white tank top or a blouse or something like that. I think they would be lovely. Now, this next fabric is double gauze. Some of you will recognise it, I'm sure. It was from So Hayley Jane. Now, I have had a million ideas for what to do with this fabric. I absolutely love it. I think it's gorgeous, but I think I finally have my heart set on a pattern. So the idea of what I'm going to do, just had to grab that pattern as well, is basically make a dressing gown wrap dress. Does that make sense at all? So I'm going to make this into a wrap dress, but it's going to be my dressing gown. Does that make sense? I think it'll be nice and lightweight for summer. And I've got this pattern here, which is McCall's Easy. Don't we love to see Easy on the front of a pattern? M6884. Now this is designed to be made in a jersey type fabric. This doesn't have any stretch to it, so I'm going to make this, but I will definitely be doing something to make the sleeves a bit bigger. Not sure about that yet. I likely will film hacking it just to see what I can do, but yeah, so as you can see, it's quite fitted on this model here on the front, but I would like to do full sleeves and then the wrap, just as I think it would just make a cute dressing gown. Loads of people use double gauze to make a dress, but I'm like, why not let that be your dressing gown? It's quite bougie, but I'm here for it. So yeah, so dressing gown for summer. Then next up, you will all recognise this fabric. I think again this was from my local fabric shop, and I know I tried to find it online when I made my Mabel and released that video, but I couldn't find it. So if you find it, please do let me know in the comments section down below, and I'll be sure to put it in the description. But this is my remaining piece of the fabric that I had. I think I bought 3 meters of it. But yeah, so I'm going to make this into the Mabel blouse. It's really, is it boring? Probably, but I love it so much. And I think then I've then got a nice top for jeans and a nice top type outfits, because I think this would look nice with blue jeans, and then also I've got the dress version as well. So yeah, is it a bit predictable? Is it a bit samey? Possibly, but I love it that much, I don't care. So this fabric next up, I cannot for the life of me think where I got this from, and I do apologise if it was from my local fabric shop again. It's very Liberty looking, but it definitely is not Liberty, because I would remember that. I think it was my local fabric shop. I think this is 100% cotton. I'm pretty certain. Again, I'll try and find it online. Anything I'll put in the description. So this is going to be a top that I found on Pinterest, so I'm going to insert a picture here. I think it's going to be quite easy to self-draft, and then it's going to be also a pair of Sophia shorts, so from Tilly and the Buttons Make It Simple. I think again that'll be a gorgeous co-ord, but also I can wear it separately. The top I can wear with a pair of jean shorts in the summer. Obviously the shorts I can wear with pretty much any top. But yeah, so that's that one and my plans. This fabric is a little bit different. It's a bit more special fabric for me, and I did, even though it's black, just plain, I bought it from Pound Fabrics. As you can see, there's a bit of texture in there, and this is going to be a pair of trousers for my mum. So my mum had a pair of trousers in her wardrobe already, and she's the type of person, if she loves a style, she wants it again in every single colour. Possibly that's where I get it from, isn't it? Me with this Mabel and the Sophia dungarees. Oh, thanks, Mum. But yeah, so she has a pair of trousers and she wanted them basically replicated because she couldn't find them again. And she would like something with no pockets, cigarette style trouser. I don't think she wanted a zip on the front. I think she wanted it on the side. I think that's this pattern. But basically what I'm making her is the ultimate trousers from Sew Over It. I just had to Google it then. Gosh, my head is mashed today. But yeah, so ultimate trousers from Sew Over It. And yeah, it's a really gorgeous cigarette style. Quite a simple looking trouser. But they are literally as she described and exactly what she wanted and showed me the pair of trousers. I was like, I've got it. I know what that is. I think some people over on Instagram actually did help me with suggestions, but yeah, so that's that fabric. She wanted something black, matte, non-shiny, nothing too much about it, just that she can wear all her fancy tops with it. So yeah, that will be a project that I get around to at some point. Then I have this fabric here. Oh god, this is the most rubbish video in the world because I can barely link anything fabric wise, but this fabric is got my dog hair on it apparently, but it's ribbed jersey fabric. I've got about 3 meters of it, 2 or 3 meters, something like that, and it was from somebody who was destashing their fabric haul. So yeah, it's lovely, but I can't link it. And I'm not actually too sure now what I want to do with this fabric. I'm possibly going to make it into a bodycon dress, which again was something when I made that tank top that I mentioned earlier. So I traced out the tank top that I wanted. Then I wanted to make it into a bodycon dress. So I literally had a massive roll of brown paper, did the top part of it for the tank top, and then I just traced the outline of my body and then added a bit of a seam allowance to it. That was it to do the rest of the bodycon dress. So it's a fitted dress. It's sort of knee length, but obviously you can make that longer as well or shorter, whatever. But yeah, that's how I did it. I just laid down on a piece of paper and traced my outline like you used to do with your hands when you were kids. But yeah, so that will possibly be that. However, having said that, oh yeah, no, that is that one. I'm getting myself confused now. Yes, so that's going to be the bodycon dress, and then whatever's left over I might make into a cardigan in the winter or something like that. But that's the first project with that. Then I have this pattern here. This is Butterick 5583 Classics. Now I haven't got this pattern out to have a look at it. As you might be able to tell, it's a vintage pattern. Don't know how old it is actually, but I don't think it's currently being printed. But yeah, aren't these dresses just so gorgeous? And they reminded me a little bit of the Sicily slip dress. They gave me that sort of vibe. So if you wanted to buy a pattern now that was like this, have a look at the Sicily slip dress and see what you think. But yeah, so loads of basically different sort of slinky dresses. That's what that version looks like on the model, but I think I like this version here, just sort of plain, but I'd possibly do it a bit shorter, I'm not sure, possibly take it up to the knee. But I've got this fabric here, so this looks quite similar to the last one, but it's much thinner, it's much more sort of slinky, and it's not ribbed. And again, this was from the lady that was doing a destash. She used to, basically we used to go to a sewing social once a month, me and some other ladies, and the lady that ran it from a big log cabin in her garden is moving house, and she's going quite far away. So not only is she stopping doing the sewing socials, certainly for the time being, and I then wouldn't be able to go to them anyway because she's that far away, but also she was like, I need to destash before I move. So yeah, so she did loads of fabric for sale, and it was super cheap, and I just couldn't say no. And then I did get another 3 meters of black sweatshirt fabric and 3 meters of navy blue sweatshirt fabric from her, and that was £10 for 6 meters of fabric. So that's how cheap it was going. But yeah, so that will be, I think, that nice sort of slinky dress. It might not be this pattern, just because it has things like darts and things like that in it, so I don't know how much it will sort of fit this fabric. I need to have a look at it properly really, and try and work it out. But if this doesn't work, then I might just buy the Sicily slip dress and do that one instead. But basically it will be that sort of dress is what I'm going for. But yeah, so I found that doodling on my iPad. As I'm sure you'll be able to tell, they're very good. I know what they mean, okay? But it's just allowed me to just get everything out of my brain. Obviously you can do it on paper, but get everything out of my brain and onto something that I can look at in front of me, just to really be certain about what I want to make all of this fabric into, and it's just a visual reminder for me rather than having it written down. But I also did it, let me see if I can show you the other one, with that white fabric that I showed you at the start. If you've seen it on my Instagram, then I apologise, but that's the fabric that I showed you right at the very beginning, the embroidered one. So do you see this top here and then the sort of gathered skirt? It's not very easy because it's white on white there. I should have done a different background, but yeah, I find that really useful. So I am struggling a bit at the moment. I don't know if it's my age, or I think it's just something that I've always had my whole life. I've never been 100% like aware of what my style is. I'm always like, one day I'll be wearing like athleisure, do they call it, like basically leggings and a hoodie, and I'm quite happy in that. And then the next day I'll be wearing my blue floral Mabel and I'm really happy in that. And then the next day I might be wearing something quite glamorous, like, but impractical to wear. So I do really like flip between practical and something that looks really nice, and I think I'm trying to find that balance. And I think that's something that I really like about sewing my own clothes, is I've got that freedom. I'm not just stuck with sweatshirts and leggings if I want to be practical, and something really impractical to wear because it's woven and fitted. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but do you know what I'm trying to say? So because I find that the Mabel is a really pretty dress, but I can move in it, I love that. And I know that you can buy ready to wear stuff like that, but yeah, I think sewing my own wardrobe basically is just allowing me to be able to find my own style better than I've been able to do with ready to wear stuff in the shops. Basically, do you know what I mean? I don't know if you'll know what I mean. I'm sure somebody out there will. But yeah, so that's basically what I'm trying to do. I've taken a really long time to sew up some of these fabrics, and I had a little break from sewing last year. But I just think I'm finally starting to tap into what my style is. I'll leave that one with you. I hope you've enjoyed watching today's video. If you watched last week's video, thank you ever so much, because I have had quite a lot of views on there, and I finally reached 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is crazy and mind-blowing. But yeah, thank you very much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think of my plans. What are your plans? What are you sewing next? Let me know down in the comment section below, and otherwise I will catch you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.